So at the Godrej India Culture Lab, we've been, big fans of the Dancing Queens for a very, very long time. We've actually been focusing on lesbian, gay, transgender, and bisexual rights for the past 5 years, ever since we began. And if you look over the past 5 years, we've done more than 30 events relating to LGBT issues, whether it's on coming out at the workplace, whether it's on acceptance by family. We've had play readings, we've had film screenings, we've had book launches. So we were just, waiting for the right moment where we could showcase the spectacular performance of the Dancing Queens at our lab for our huge audiences, in the city. And the right moment came when we took on board Jeff Roy as our Fulbright Scholar in Residence.
My name is Jeff Roy, and I'm a Fulbright Scholar in Residence at the Godrej India Culture Lab. I came to Mumbai for the first time in 2010. That's where I met the LGBT community here and became involved on a sort of participant observation basis as a graduate student. And I met Parmesh, obviously, at some point, and we hit it off. He let me do a work in progress screening in June of 2013, and that was a screening of a lot of the short films that I had created about LGBT musicians and dancers in Mumbai. My relationship with the Dancing Queens I've known them for over 5 years. Abhina I've known for quite a while, and I've admired them for their talent, for their professionalism. They are incorporated into my own work a lot, but it's not just about the work for me. It's also just about hanging out with them. I love hanging out with them, Urmi, Madhuri, all of them. And when Parmesh asked me to curate an event here, I wanted to do something with them.
Well, I started Dancing Queen around 7 years before. This is the 8th year of Dancing Queen. Dancing Queen was envisaged to support the Pride March. Pride March, when it happened 7 years before for the first time, there was an idea where people wanted to raise funding. People wanted to raise funding for the LGBT cause, and everybody was putting their own small amount of bits. We were associated with Humsafar Trust, and Humsafar Trust, we sat together, and all the transgender community came together, and they said why don't we do something which is very, very unique, which is represent us and which is our strength, and will be able to contribute to the larger society. So I, who was a classical dancer, I chose dance as a medium to raise the funding for the sexual minority cause, and that's how the Dancing Queen started. But Dancing Queen is just not a thought, it's just not a dancing program, it is a vision. And through the Dancing Queens, one of the important things that which I'm trying to do in India is to employ transgenders. What I have seen that across the world, nobody is willing to employ transgenders. I have created a campaign called as Job for Dignity. I was talking to a lot of HR people to employ transgenders, for some jobs like also, like in media, cameraman or any other job like normal people could have. And nobody was willing to come forward and employ transgenders. So I decided that I have to employ the transgenders. We have to create businesses, we have to create an entrepreneurship for the transgenders, where transgenders, people who are skilled, should come forward and earn their own money for themselves. 37% of transgenders are highly educated. Unfortunately, they are begging on the street for 1 and 2 rupees, and people don't know about that. Unless corporate sectors like Godrej come forward and really give this platform and opportunities for people like us, we will not be able to let you know how beautiful we are and how talented we are. I want the shows to happen for the mainstream society, and Godrej is the one who has given us this opportunity to have this mainstream show for their workers. I'm sure when they see this show and when they see these masculinizing dancers dancing together, tomorrow onwards their perspective about the transgender community is going to be changed like that.